Reach for the stars, everyone. I am the one and only Galaxy Whiz, and welcome to my follow-up of the Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series, The Facts. Now, what I couldn't say in that previous video was that after you beat the games of the other two Klonoa games back on Fantasy Reverie series, you'll unlock a bunch of stuff, including but not limited to a time attack boss rush, where you can try to make the best times you can for the various bosses. I have actually made times for all the bosses, and maybe later, if anyone wants to see it, keep in mind there will be major spoilers. I could show, like, what I've done on my main files at this point. I'm still haven't 100% either game yet, but I'll be working on that very soon, trust me. But you'll unlock a bunch of stuff there, as well as very difficult ultimate stages that if you can beat them, you will be able to unlock a music player. So one would wonder, why would you want to get a soundtrack, let alone a digital art book? Well, as you can see here, we have the app that you get from buying the special bundle. Those costumes all well and good. I just realized I never actually showed any of the costumes in the video. Oops! Regardless, you saw them. I didn't show the tat costume, but you get it. I don't need to show footage. Besides, there are other people who showed footage and everything. But as far as I know, no one has shown what this is. Now, again, I'm going to be trying to avoid spoilers, and no, I'm not going to be thumbing through the entire art book, because that would defeat the purpose of paying the $20, because in reality, the reason you're paying $20 for that bundle is for this right here. And as a Klonoa fan, I would highly recommend that you do it. But I'm going to give you a little sneak peek, a little glimpse at what to expect. Now you'll notice I turned down my TV a fair bit, and there's a good reason for that. Yep, this is more than twice as loud as the actual game. Well, if you wanted it to be heard, if you wanted to be able to hear the soundtrack, there you go. This allows you to hear the music perfectly. And just like in the Fantasy Reverie series, if you go soundtrack here, it will play the Lunatia's Veil menu theme instead. Don't know why, but hey, whatever. But as for the art book here, if we go to it, we can see right away, as soon as this loads, the very full picture of the main game in all its glory. That's our very first one. Now, this art book is divided into three categories, I would say. Brand new artwork made exclusively for Fantasy Reverie series. Original concept art for Door to Phantom Isle. And original idea papers and concept art, including deleted ideas for Lunatia's Veil. Now, I will not be showing all that off, like I said, but I wanted to show off that while you look through this art book, probably the first thing you'll think of when you see something like this is what came with some copies of Persona 5 Strikers, which was a soundtrack, a thing of a few pieces of artwork, and a interview video regarding the opening and ending theme song and showing the production of creating it. Now, unfortunately, we don't get a video of any kind in this, but apart from that, I would argue that this is actually even better designed than that, because while you could listen to the soundtrack while you were looking through the artwork and stuff before, not only do we have artwork from ages ago that almost no one has ever seen before, but on top of that, we have you being able to just press the top button and be able to access the entire soundtrack to play whatever track you want. You can set it up to repeat indefinitely, or you can turn on the shuffle, and you can change the disc to Lunatia's Veil. You can play any song at all from the games, including tracks that do not appear in the music player. For example, and I begin to wonder here, is, as you guys will notice, the theme for the opening of the game. That does not play in the music player, no matter what. Some cutscene themes like this that just play one time and then move on, they do. The only way you can hear them without going to the cutscene is through this soundtrack right here. And these soundtracks even have 2 tracks that are exclusive to the soundtracks, where you'll never hear them any other way. It's nothing super special, but, you know, it's nice. We can do, whoops, going to Lunatia, and be able to listen to that while we look at the visuals and stuff. So we have this one, which you'll know that these visuals here have officially been released by Bandai Namco in various ways. But we're able to look at them in all their glory here. And we get some neat concept art for Klonoa 1, where we get like a panoramic view of the entirety of Phantomile. This was from the original release when they were coming up with this stuff. And if we zoom ahead just a tad there, we get something very cool here for Klonoa 2. Ever wanted to figure out what the letters in Joylant want to say? Well, now you can. There's also a Vulcan alphabet as well. So if you ever wanted to be able to read those signs, like this one, for example, you have a means to be able to do so now. How many people have actually translated signs like these, huh? For the record, I have not translated that sign, but feel free to give it a go if you want. No problem. But, as one last thing to note here, if we go back here, there's one very special piece of artwork. You'll notice that there was a special picture that was shown in the app for the app's main image. And what's that full picture? Well, as far as I know, you can only see that here. And here you go. Very nice. I like that picture a lot. But yes, as you can see, this is a very nice digital art book that gives us a lot of different stuff to go to. And rather than having to go to the menu to change stuff, we can even just go to the soundtrack through here. And we can reach here where we have the picture for when you boot up the game in Door to Phantom. And if we change the disc, we have the picture that's when you boot up the game for Lunatia's Veil. Very nice. So, I'm going to touch on a few spoilers here, though I'll try to make this simple, as I'm going to play one of my favorite tracks from Door to Phantom Isle, not going too far ahead, because spoilers galore. This is a theme that happens in Forlock. And we have it here as, I believe, count 3 is what it is. So, I'll leave you guys with listening to one of my favorite tracks from Door to Phantom Isle. And I hope this video was informative, you enjoyed it, and I really hope it inspired you to get this game, because trust me, not only is the game worth it, but this special bundle, not only does it push the series that much more and show Bandai Namco we want more, we want Klonoa to stay for good this time and for new games to be made, or even just to start, remake the GBA games. Remake Klonoa Empire of Dreams and Klonoa 2 Dream Champ Tournament for the GBA, which I own both of those on the Wii U. In case any of you guys ever wanted me to talk about those, I could. But also maybe bring some stuff that never got released to the States. Klonoa Heroes, anyone, for example? But yeah, I would highly encourage people to buy this stuff so we can show Bandai Namco we want this series to stay. Because clearly Bandai Namco really wants this to succeed. They've made that abundantly clear, and they did a great job with these remasters. The most accessible and definitive way to play the games. It's perfectly fine to play the original games, and if you're nostalgic for them, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I hope this has been informative, and as always, to all my viewers, subscribers, and overall fans out there, thank you so much for your continued support. And until next time, may the stars shine down on you. Enjoy listening to Count 3. Wow, are you guys still here? Man, your curiosity to see to the end of the video is admirable. Okay, well, I guess I'll oblige. Now, what I'm about to say next is honestly huge spoilers for Lunatea's Veil, so seriously, click off if you don't want to be spoiled. So, I'm going to show you one of my personal favorite songs in Lunatea's Veil, only this time, spoilers be darned. But, for those of you who don't know, obviously you do get to fight Gaudius in Door to Phantom Isle, so naturally, this should mean you get to fight Leorina in Lunatea's Veil as well. It only makes sense, right? Well, yes, you do. You do get to fight Leorina in Lunatea's Veil, but it's not quite what you think, shall we say, and is a lot more intense than you'd ever expect. So, without further ado, I present to you Cursed Leorina.